All right. Boom. So, how much are you willing to spend if you want to hit seven figures consistently? Hey guys, Chris here. And for the past 4 years, I've been helping businesses scale from 7 to 8 figures using sales funnels. And well, how many of you would like to hit seven figures in your business? So type me in the comments. All right. So today we're just gonna be talking about concepts on how much you're willing to spend to hit seven figures. And the reason why is that people don't know, or sometimes what people don't know is that your results, you can only hit a certain number of results by actually spending to achieve it. Okay, so there's earning your way towards success. There's also paying your way towards success, and it's true both in video games. You'll see that for people, the developers would always open up an avenue where people could work their way towards the top. Okay, so it's called grinding. So they could grind their way to getting one of the best equipments in the game. But developers have also created what we call pay to win um, aspects in video games. So long as you have the money, you're able to buy the equipment without having to grind your way um, into becoming an overpowered character. Okay, and it's true in real life. So is that really cheating? Buying your way is buying your way um, cheating? Well, here's the thing, right? In video games, it's easy to grind, okay? And it's kind of and it's designed in such a way that it's addictive. In real life, though, grinding does not is not as easy. So, what does grinding look like in real life? So, grinding looks like in real life where you have to work 8 hours per day or more. Okay, how many of you are grinding right now with your businesses and you're working more than 10 hours per day, right? And it's crazy. Another way for grinding is that sometimes you have to work on careers that you don't like. Sometimes you have to start somewhere you don't like so that you can actually move your way up towards a career where you're able to finally afford to buy your way into things. Okay. So it's crazy. All right. So, but which way is easier? Okay. So um, to buy your way in or to grind your way in. Eventually, you'll have to do both. You'll have if you're someone who is not born in an affluent family, then sometimes you have to do both. And of course, give me a bit here. I just want to see sometimes. Okay, I just need to see if people are commenting. All right. So let me show you what not to do, right? If you wanna consistently hit seven figures. Okay, before we go on to to things that can help you actually reach consistently. So number one is ignoring financial education. So buying your way in, and here's the kicker, right? If you want to hit seven figures, it's not enough for you to just be working. So while you're working, you actually have to grind at the sidelines and learn financial education. So how to save on taxes, how to how to invest your money or grow your money, etc., etc. So ignoring financial education is not a good way for you to actually start. Um, okay, and for a lot of people, they see financial education as something that involves math. So it's mathematical daw. When you're doing financial education, it's more mathematical. So buy low, sell high, whatever. Here's the numbers. You need to have a very existing plan. But what they also forget is that financial education is more psychological than um, is more psychological than math. Okay. Because if you really follow the math, then the formula to succeed is usually very simple. Okay, we even have come to a point in life where uh, we have algorithms now that are able to solve complex mathematical problems in terms of stocks and trading. So it's crazy. However, what's so psychological about financial education? Well, as human beings, we are prone to what you call emotion. So, there's two huge emotions that actually get in the way of you with handling your finances. Fear, okay, the fear of not earning enough or not being enough, right? Or fear that, fear of risking, fear losing out, missing out, etc. And then there's greed, okay, fear and greed, okay, overextending your capacity, over um, going beyond your capacity. I mean, okay. So there's fear, there's greed, and then there's greed. So those things, overcoming those two things, actually take a lot of work, and it also takes a lot of inner work. So it's crazy. So question is, and here's the fun part, we're not even talking about money right now, right? Are you willing to spend time on actually overcoming your tendency to be greedy, your tendency to face fear, right? Or to run away from fear, all right? So hindi pa tayo nakapunta sa pera, right? We're still at the point in your life where, oh, hey, you actually have to spend time to overcome human emotion before you're able to qualify to spend money on investments. Okay, you actually need to spend money. You need to overcome fear and greed before you're qualified to spend, to buy your way into a new life. Okay, so that's thing. Ignoring financial education. Another thing that might set you up to fail is if you fail to set clear goals. If you fail to set clear goals. And when we say clear goals, I don't mean goals like I forget this, smart or smarter goals. Okay, how many of you are familiar with smarter goals now? Specific, measurable, attainable, um, reasonable. I hate that word. Time bound, right? So smart goals. How many of you heard of that? Okay, that actually sucks. Okay, because again, what we forget is that as human beings, we are we are also a vessel of our emotion. So it doesn't take into account that, oh, hey, we create smart, we're going to create these smarter goals, but it doesn't factor into the account of, number one, what habits have you built up over your life? Okay. What bad habits have you built up all over your life? What bad habits have you developed because you had to use it to overcome trauma? And what bad habits have you developed um, because of your environment? Okay, so there are a lot of factors other than just declaring, oh, you know what, I wanna hit seven figures, and here's how. It's very specific. I will use 50,000 pesos, and I will use that 50,000 pesos to trade in forex, for example, or crypto, um, or maybe I'll use that 50,000 to fund a startup, so that it's gonna grow. Okay, but here's the thing, there's a human factor in all of those. In Forex, there is still greed and fear. Okay? There's still greed and fear. In creating a startup with your smarter goals, you also have to factor in that, hey, this startup is not gonna take off as fast because of your because because you have to deal with relationships, you have to deal with different people within the startup. And well, here's the thing, proximity is power. Sometimes when a company is just starting up, you're also starting up with a company of people with so many issues that that they just can't deal with, right? If you're lucky, your proximity, like for example with me, we're starting a startup where um, the people I'm with have already invested hundreds of thousands and or millions of pesos in personal development and have already successfully run a company. So boom, it's a crazy thing to think about. Okay, so in setting goals, you have to remember that you can't just set goals out of logic. There are things that hold you back, that involve dealing with human emotion, things that are holding you back. Okay, so it's crazy. Now, what can you do if you want to hit seven figures consistently? Well, if you haven't noticed yet, the best thing you can do is, number one, you need to change your environment. Okay, change your environment, change your group. Proximity is power. You need to find someone who is already up there. You don't really need to find someone who's way ahead of you. For example, you might be thinking you want to hire Tony Robbins to be your business coach. But here's the fun part. If you're not ready for level 5 and they'll teach you level 50 energy or concepts, you will still miss out. You will still just, what's the word I'm looking for? You will still waste that opportunity. Okay. So a very good example of this is business mastery. When I attended Tony Robbins' business mastery, I spent around 500,000 pesos to learn from Tony Robbins. And then they have this free coaching program. So for 1 year, you have a business coach that's going to teach you and push you to basically do everything you can to scale your business. And their advice is solid advice, but it's not advice that I like, or it's not advice that I was ready for, right? um, while their steps were something that made sense logically, it did not make sense for me on an emotional level. So at the end of the day, I did not do what they told me to do until years after, or a year after the program. So it's fun. Okay. However, here's the thing, right? Proximity is power. You change your environment. Um, Another thing that's really easy to change. Now I live in a, I don't know if you guys can see. Okay. Now I live in Mega World, the Mega World district in Iloilo, and well, the lifestyle is super different. Um, there came a time where I could not consistently exercise because of I don't know, because of reasons. But the moment I moved here, and not wanting to waste the resources that's in my environment, I ended up exercising more. So yeah, change your environment. Number two, proximity is power. Find people who are ahead of you. Okay, find people who are ahead of you, who you want, who are actually earning seven figures per month. Okay, or earning, just shy away of seven figures, um, that you can always, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? That you can always model. So the thing with your environment is that if you live in an environment where 8,000 pesos per month is a lot of money, then chances are you're gonna struggle trying to earn 8,000 pesos per month. If you're in an environment where people earn millions per month and not care, then you're gonna be earning millions per month just as easily, because that is the current reality of your environment. So that's it for tonight. Now, the only question I have for you guys is that if you guys are watching and if you want to be part of an environment of that, send me a message. Okay, so see you guys. And